The MPC XL is the latest installment in the lineup of MPCs from Akai. And in this video, I want to help you form your own opinion, whether you agree or disagree, as far as should this be the device that you get for yourself based upon my opinions and experience of using MPCs and seeing other people's setups and their studio setups and things of that nature. Overall, it's just a conversational piece. So let's dive right into it. So when I think about who the MPC XL is good for, I'm thinking about the working professional who has the studio space in their house or home or in a studio where they're renting a room and they need something to be the centerpiece for producing music and things of that nature. It really leverages stronger on the standalone than in software mode. I can tell you right now that the standalone seems to have more features that are readily available to you than the software, even though the software can tap into your VST3 plugin library. However, you still get a little bit more of an edge as far as flexibility is concerned in standalone. Like the arranger is in standalone, they haven't done that on the software yet, so the software kind of is lagging just behind just a little bit, not by far. Of course, if you're a working professional, you have the skill set to work around the limitations. You're not going to let certain limitations of the software or the hardware slow you down. But in my opinion, you have a little bit more functionality available to you on the standalone mode right there. So also, someone who hasn't bought a latest generation MPC before, this probably will be a good time to finally get in. What I mean by that is that all the way up to the MPC, I believe 5000, there may be some I don't know about, but that crossing point between that stage of MPC and then the MPC Live, I'll call it the in-music MPC or the MPC Live. If you haven't owned one of those from that point on, you only have older MPCs, I think this is a good time to finally step over into it. You're actually you're actually skipping a generation because you are getting the 3D pads on there and you're still getting a lot of good IO on there, and you have computer connectivity. So if you don't have an MPC Live, Live II, 1 Plus, Live 3, 61, Studio, this is probably a good time to finally get one and put it into your studio setup. And also, this goes back to my point of making music on hardware. I know that a lot of things are changing right now with the price of RAM, hard drives, and things of that nature. AI is all over the place, but there's still something that is nice about having a dedicated piece of hardware perform a dedicated task. Like our computers and our phones are built to do a lot of different things, and they do a lot of different things well, but sometimes you run into limitations as far as your user experience when you're dealing with a device that can do so many different things sometimes at the same time. But having a dedicated piece of hardware that gets you away from the screen, even though you are still looking at a screen, but getting away from the desktop computer, it's a very powerful tool, very profitable tool, but sometimes having an experience of having a music computer in front of you versus a standard computer today could provide a nice new experience for you. So if you prefer making music on hardware and hooking up hardware to other hardware with the MIDI and things of that nature, I think it's pretty cool. Now on the flip side, if you already have an MPC Live or a Live II or even a Live 3 or a 61 or any of this, I really don't think you really need it, because at the end of the day, it is a sampler. And I can hear the argument that, well, it does have more processing power, so it's going to move faster. It does have more IO, so you hook up more things to it, send out more outs on it. Yes, I understand that, and it has definitely way more RAM than any other of the MPCs that we ever seen before, which means, from what I can see, that means you can run more plugins at the same time than you could, say, on a Live. But at the same time with that, you could still run your plugins on the Live. You just may not be able to load them so fast, and you may not be able to load so many of them. But you could still run them on there. I don't think we ran into that limitation as far as them not making stuff that's not supported on the Live. But you're definitely going to get probably a more luxurious experience with the XL, which I understand because that's a flagship. And I stand corrected because I thought that the 3 was good enough to be the flagship. And one of the things that really stuck out to me on the MPC Live 3 were the inputs, the combination XLR inputs. I thought that was really cool on there. So also, if you have an MPC Live II, I really don't think you need one because you're still getting the 3D pad interface on there, which enables you to do a lot of those effects that you would be able to do on the XL. It's, you know, one's going to have to be sitting down somewhere. And if one's going to be in your studio, not moved, probably it's going to be the XL. I wouldn't want to drag the XL around, especially if I have the option of the MPC Live III to drag around in a hard case. I'm quite sure there's a hard case on the websites that make these cases for these MPCs. I remember seeing a hard case for the MPC X. So I think I'd be very surprised if they don't do that for the XL. I don't think it's meant to be as portable an option as the Live III, but the Live III is just one step above and hits the same nails that the Live II did that the Live I couldn't. So I think if you have a Live III, I don't really think you're going to need one. And to be honest, if I really think about it, I think that the Live III and MPC XL are sort of the next generation of the MPC because of the pad interfaces, not necessarily the software, because the same software and operating system runs on all the devices the same way, but the pads sort of add a new layer of controllability or control that you're not going to get on previous generations of the MPC Live, or what I call modern MPCs. And when I say modern MPCs, I'm talking about from the Live on. This video was really just to help you consider your options so that you could help determine for yourself and come to your own conclusion if the XL is a good piece for you. In my opinion, yeah, actually I would like to have one in my position, but I don't necessarily need it. But yeah, I mean, as someone who likes music gear, you want to feel like you're empowered. Like I could just hearken to the MPC Studio, not the MPC Studio, but the Machine Studio, the white one that I got, and how cool it was to have this large drum machine-like interface in front of you. So I can imagine that could be a lot of fun, but it's not necessarily 100% needed to get the work done. Hope this helps. I'd like to hear your comments on this. Like, comment, and subscribe. You're watching the DAW T2K YouTube channel right here on YouTube.